This is the OTP. I'm Amie Wells. Well, guys, since it's the Christmas season, we figured we would give you a little holiday gift. We've talked a lot about some of the younger guys on this team and really building the foundation for what the Tennessee Titans will be not only in 2025, but 2026 and beyond. So in that spirit, it felt like the perfect time, given the holidays and all, to give you a little extra treat. And we've talked about it on various platforms. You heard on an OTP earlier this week who this person is. Taylor Zarzour spent some time with quarterback of your Tennessee Titans, Cam Ward. And I could spend a lot of time talking about it and previewing it, but I don't really think that's necessary. I don't think anybody wants that. So we are just going to get straight to the good stuff. Here's our very own TZ with Cam Ward.
Here he is. The quarterback has made his way to the studio, Cam Ward, coming off of a great performance, at least in my mind. 21 of 28 passing, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, a QBR, quarterback rating of 122.3, and most importantly, a 26-9 victory. When I say all of that, what do you say?
I'd say it's good football from both sides, complimentary. I think offensively is our best game, being efficient in the run game and the pass game. And I think that's why it led to everybody, having some good stats.
Why do you think that you guys played your best game?
Just the preparation, I would say, each and every week. But every week, us as rookies, we're getting better at some little. That's going to end up being a big factor for us down the road. And you get a chance to, build with guys who's going to be in the building for another year or two. And just really the coaching staff, putting together a great plan.
All right, we're going to get back to present day in a moment, but I have to know this. When did you first love football?
First loved football, when I was little, I liked playing it, I would say, but I wouldn't think I cherished a love for it until, I would say, really like towards the end of high school and early college, just because I was always a big basketball guy. So when I actually started taking football serious and, figuring out what I could do, with the football in my hands, learning more about offenses. I think just every day got intriguing to me to, trying to get better at it.
So when you were a kid, there was a time where you thought, I'm going to be a professional basketball player.
Yep. I wanted to be a pro in something, whether it was baseball, basketball, or football. That was just always been my dream. And just, realizing, as I got older, my best chance, was in football. I really just poured, everything into it.
I know you have sisters that have been involved in basketball, that have been involved in track and field. Your mother was a high school basketball coach for a while. What sport did the Ward family love the most?
Basketball.
Yeah?
Yeah, mom, dad, sisters, we're a big basketball family. To this day, they still love going to basketball games outside of my games. But it's good to have a sports family though.
Do you have a basketball team that you cheer for?
That I cheer for professionally?
Yeah.
I'm a Lakers guy, big Kobe Bryant fan. So I've always been a Lakers guy.
The whole family are Lakers fans, or just you?
Really just me.
Okay.
That I can speak for. I'm trying to. My sister Chantel, she likes the Lakers, but I know us two for sure.
Now, you just mentioned this. It was somewhere around the end of high school, before you went to Incarnate Word for college, that you really loved football. When did you know yourself, man, I could be something special in this game?
Really right once I got to UIW, from, being in the offense that's going to benefit, myself, along with the players that I had around me at the time, and just being able to, be trusted within the system, to have the ball in my hands a lot, and be able to, make throws and, win some games.
Because you were a wing T quarterback in high school for West Columbia, for the Roughnecks. So you're running the football like crazy. So you didn't even know I could be a big-time thrower of the football until Eric Morris, your head coach at Incarnate Word, until you got there in San Antonio and you realized, man, I could be a passing quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. And I would say really the all the way through high school, I've always felt that, I was different from other quarterbacks, going to a lot of camps that my dad took me to, whether it's mega camps or we flew across the country to try to get noticed. And it just really clicked in my head that, a lot of guys throw the football differently. And I think just the way I could throw it I threw that time, and now, the ball just comes out different. And, Coach Morris was, the only coach to give me a scholarship to come play college football. And, I took it and ran with it, and look where I'm at now.
So you go to Incarnate Word for a couple of years. Then you go with Coach Morris to Washington State for a couple of years. Then you go to Miami before you come to the NFL. I'm wondering, Cam, what was the biggest transition, the hardest one that you've ever had to make, including last year to this year?
I would say the hardest transition I had to make was probably the FCS to the FBS level.
Okay.
Just because that's the true gap in, the defensive lines, the rush getting back there faster, the fronts, because all the skill guys are the same, no matter whether you're FCS, FBS, or NFL. Everybody can, run fast, catch the ball. But the biggest difference in the game is the interior with the O-line and D-line. So I think, that was, the biggest adjustment as far, from where I really felt it.
Yeah. So going from Incarnate Word to Wazoo for Washington State. I would imagine that was a personal adjustment too.
Oh, yeah.
Going from living in Texas your entire life to living in Pullman, Washington.
Going to that cold, man, it ain't no joke. But, I mean, football, you don't know where football can take you. I'm going to have some gold games in my career, so I'm glad I was able to, live, at Wazoo in that time and get adjusted to it. But, I mean, that place ain't nothing like it. You talking about middle of nowhere. All it is college town. They love their football there. They got great people there. So it was a good 2 years for me.
I know you had a great experience there. Cam, what have you learned about yourself this year?
I think I learned about myself that I just have to continue to, get better each and every day. No matter this year to next year, even in the future, I'm going to have, bad days, whether it's practice, whether it's games. But I think the more I continue to strive and get better at each and every day, one day, whether it's something little or something big I want to get better on, I think by, the end of my career, when it's all said and done, I'll be where I want to be.
How would you describe this season playing on the Titans?
I would say from a team standpoint, from a feeling standpoint, it's been nothing like it. Because each and every week the margin of error is so small. And when you're in a lot of games like us, and then you have, a couple bad plays, it lets you know, where you got to get and what you can't do on certain Sundays. So it's been fun. I mean, the locker room we have is great guys, from vets to young guys like myself. So, I'm excited. What they have here right now, is special, and, I'm excited to be a part of it.
I can see it, that you hate losing. You don't like it when your team doesn't win. You desperately want to win. But I can also tell, to what you just said, the culture is really strong with your teammates.
It is, for sure. Nobody in the locker room want to lose. And we all take it to heart. Even when, we win a couple games, we still got to be able to, do some things better to, not have them happen again in big-time moments. So, the culture is right. And we just got to continue to, get some more pieces in here, try to win some games.
I also notice at practice each day, you love feedback. You're totally for it, whether it's your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, your head coach, your teammates. In film study, you're always wanting feedback. Outside of this building, Cam, who else do you get feedback from?
Really nobody, I would say. If someone did, give me some feedback, and I would actually pay attention to it, probably my dad.
Okay.
But, I mean, a lot of people don't know the game plan. A lot of people don't know what it takes to, play at a high level. So why would you entertain it? It's more of, everything stays in the building, and, the building knows the real problem, and we got to fix it as a building.
The reason why I ask is because I had a chance to visit with Peyton Manning this offseason, and he said Cam Ward called me unsolicited, just called me and asked me a bunch of questions. And I thought that was fascinating, that you would reach out to somebody that has lived it, that does know what they're talking about.
Yep. Him for sure. And Peyton's more of a guy that I reach out to just on the quarterback, not specifically on, what we got to do better as a team, because I want to reach out to guys who's been in my position, not be able to get what they want early, got to lose some games, and really just trying to get better each and every day. So, having him in my corner, it's it's the right guy that I want in my corner. And then just me and him just texting every now and then, you know, he really helps my game.
I've noticed this year that you like to get to the facility, you like to get to the stadium before everyone else. And when you're out at practice or preparing for a game, you want to take every rep. When they bring in another quarterback to do some work to make sure that they're prepared, I can see you want to take their reps too. Have you always prepared this way?
Yeah, just because you never know. I started, you know, college as a third stringer and had to work myself into a starter. So, you know, I know what the mindset of, you know, someone else trying to take my job. And I just got to continue to get better, you know, not let that happen and, you know, try to make plays for my teammates.
I have a trivia question for you. Ready?
What's up?
How many quarterbacks have taken every snap this season?
How many quarterbacks in
the NFL
this
in
year?
2025? How many quarterbacks have taken every snap for their team?
You
got to have a guess for me.
Trying to think for our quarterback, the starters. 3?
Your guess is 3?
Yeah.
1.
Got to be me then.
Only you have taken every single snap this season.
Mm-hmm.
That's something to be proud of in your first year.
Blessing, for sure. Staying healthy. God, my O-line. So, you know, the boys take care of me. Even though, you know, the stats say what they state, the stats say what they say, but, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, we know what the problem is, whether it's on me, whether they have a bad play. But, I mean, them boys and God, they really kept me upright. You know, I'm glad I'm able to continue playing.
As we sit here and we're talking, we're just removed from a great performance and victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, and I saw a throw with a couple of Chiefs in your face against your body 30 yards down the field to Chim Dike. It made me wonder this. In your opinion, what's the best throw you've ever made?
Best throw I've ever made, I would say, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I wouldn't say my best throw, but my favorite throw is the one last year versus Louisville. It was like the second drive, rolled out to the left, and JG caught it back in the end zone. Just because, like, Louisville head coach, he wanted me, then he didn't want me in the portal. And so I just had beef with him. And that's my favorite moment.
I love that you just mentioned this about Jeff Brom, the coach at Louisville, because I love watching you trash talk. Last week on this very show, the OTP, we had Marcus Harris on, and Marcus loves you, but Marcus says you talk a lot of trash to him and back and vice versa. And it goes back to the college days when you guys competed against each other. We've seen Big Jeff and you go at it in practice and in games. And in the most recent game, I watched you talk to Kansas City Chiefs defensive player Jaden Hicks, your old teammate at Washington State, a few times.
Yep.
Cam, who did you learn to trash talk from? Where does this come from?
Comes from being in a sports family, honestly. Talking about somebody who want to win, when your parents emphasize it, and really just being around sports my whole life. You know, you watch your cousins do it, you watch professional athletes do it, but they always keep the main thing the main thing. And I think, you know, where mine comes from, just I like to do it. See, you know, at the end of the day, who's going to snap over somebody saying something, you know, or not. But, I mean, that's where you really can get the mindset of people at.
How do you like living in Nashville?
I love it out here.
Yeah?
Peaceful. It's really just like Texas. Food's good. You know, the city's good. Just great vibes, great people. So, you know, I think, you know, this is exactly where I want to be. And, you know, it's fun out here. They got stuff to do. You know, I'm still trying to explore Nashville, find some good food spots, you know, find the outdoor stuff to do out here. But I'm excited, you know, to do that eventually.
I can tell also just how much of a difference you love to make in the community. You can tell that that's always been a big deal in your family. And as we sit here just a few days ago, you played the role of Santa Ward, if we will, with the children from Preston Taylor Ministries, an after-school mentoring program, and that's on the west side of Nashville. And you treated them to a pizza party, and then they went on a shopping spree, and you encouraged them to fill their carts to the brim. And I know they picked out a lot of toys, but you also encourage them to make sure they get the right kind of goods, just everyday needs like hygiene, etc. Why was that such a big deal to you, Cam? And how fulfilling was that experience?
It's just something that you should want to do, especially the position that I'm in. I came from fortunate household. I had food to eat each and every day. My parents made sure I had clothes, but a lot of kids in the world don't do that. So if I can do something special for them, whether it's get them a game or something that they always wanted for Christmas, why wouldn't I do it? And so those kids, they do a lot for the world, because that's going to end up being the world one day, and we just got to continue to pour into them.
That's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
What else do you love as much as football, Cam?
Family, my dog, and probably fishing. Probably that. Offseason, I like playing the game, and really football. Because football handles a lot of stuff.
The season's going to end on Sunday, January the 4th. How many days will you not pick up a football after the season ends?
Probably a couple of days. Probably won't pick up a football. Yeah, just gotta maintain my arm. But it's gonna creep into my mind during the day, every day, just because when you play a sport for so long and you know what you can do, with football and how far the game can help you and you can help the game. I just it'll never leave your mind.
Cam, It's an honor to watch you play, man. Merry Christmas. Let's get some more wins.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on the OTP.
Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Hey football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you.
When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud or block the TV or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up.
Christie Cookie can create custom holiday tins for any size business. Visit ChristieCookies.com and click on corporate gifts for more information. All of your holiday needs are covered with Christie Cookie. Titans fans, get 15% off your Little Caesars order of $15 or more at participating stores using code TITANS15 at checkout. That, of course, excludes taxes and other fees. Pizza. Now back to the OTP. Big thank you to Cam Ward for taking some time to hang out on the Official Titans podcast. Also to Taylor Zarzour for an excellent interview. The Tennessee Titans take on the New Orleans Saints at Nissan Stadium in their final home game of the regular season. So you don't want to miss that. Kickoff for that game is at noon. Titans Countdown, as always, is on the radio at 11 a.m. Central Time. So be sure to check that out. For Cam Ward and Taylor Zarzour, I'm Amie Wells, thanking you for listening to this edition of the OTP. Merry Christmas, everybody.